Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word. And family, woo! I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. And family, as you can see, oh yeah. Oh yes. The merch and everything like that is going to become available. For one, we got to do things family. Family, we're growing. The royal family is growing. And that's the reason why tonight we're having this lesson. So let's go ahead and start this off. First and foremost, let me tell you why we're even having this lesson in the first place. I'm not going to mention a person's name because I don't have permission to mention their name, but I want to publicly say thank you. I already thanked them, but I want to publicly say thank you to this person because they are the ones that really encourage me to speak on this subject. I'm going to be very honest. When it comes to the subject of tithing and alms and all that stuff or whatnot, I avoided it. Why? Because of you niggas. And I don't even need to remind anybody of why. Okay? All I have to do is say January. Remember, I'm supposed to be gone right now. I'm supposed to be gone with your little 16 grand. Living it up. Rich in the lap of luxury. Because everybody called me a damn thief and everything because I did what I was supposed to do in the scriptures and go to the family and say, hey, we got to make this happen. So from that time frame back in January, remember the one that everybody accused me of being a damn thief and all that, right? So what came from that? When you did what you were supposed to do, I did what I was supposed to do, and what was supposed to happen happened. This past gathering was not a little feat. I need y'all to understand that. This family, the royal family, this family, put on the biggest collection of Israelites in modern history. We did. Our family. That was supposed to happen. And because those who did what they were supposed to do led me to do what I was supposed to do, which led King Yada, which led King Gino, which led Queen Carly, which led King Yashin to do what they were supposed to do. King JJ, Queen Marissa, employed them. That's what was supposed to happen. Why? Because people did what they were supposed to do. And there was nothing but benefit that came from it. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. I'm going to make sure that you see the benefit in giving and being charitable. First and foremost, let's start this off with scripture. Family, please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. Let's go ahead and get this kicked off here. Let's start at 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 8, please. The book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 8. I'm going to make this very, very simple tonight. So simple that even a 2-year-old could understand this. And to be very honest, there's a lot of you that don't have the mind of a 2-year-old. You have worse. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. So giving alms, being charitable, and we're going to go through a lot of these definitions here, but I'm telling you, I'm going to get down on this so that we all have a understanding. And so that y'all know that when you have righteous brothers that's saying, hey, make sure that y'all give y'all alms, that you're not thinking that we're coming to rob you. Okay? That's stupid. And for anybody that thinks like that, get the hell away from me. Get the hell out of this family. Get the hell off my page. Get the hell out of our faces. Because you're stupid and you're a detriment. All right, so I'm going to read that one more time. First Peter chapter 4 and verse 8. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of you that need your damn sins covered. Not only covered, but covered fast and quick. There's some of you, your prayers are not being heard. There's some actions that need to take place. And I didn't say it, the Bible said it. It said that the charity covers the multitude of sins. So now let's go ahead and start getting some definitions. The very first thing I want to do, I want to show you that there is a difference between tithes and alms. There is a difference. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the definition of these here first. So let's start with this. We're going to begin with the definition of tithing. First and foremost, what is a tithe? A tithe simply means a tenth in Hebrew. That's what it means. Tenth in Hebrew. A tenth. Tithe, tenth. 1/10 of annual produce or earnings, formerly taken as a tax for the support of the church and clergy. Pay or give as a tithe, and we're going to go over this here in depth. Oh, trust me, I'm going to leave no stone unturned, family. That was that one. So now that was a tithe. So now, alms. Because most people think that alms is money and just money. Watch this. Alms. Alms are money, food, or other material goods donated to people living in poverty. Providing alms is often considered an act of charity. The act of providing alms is called almsgiving. So alms is not just money. Alms is taking a person like the poor, taking the shirt off your back to give to somebody. That's alms. What you do, your charity, what will you do for your brother or your sister? What would you do? That's alms. That's alms. You see, but most people think that it's just money. It's not. That is not true. And we cannot go around telling people that's the only thing that it is, because it isn't. But what is the most beneficial alms? You know what it is? Money. And it is. That is the most beneficial. Why? Because money makes things happen. So when you look at this here, first and foremost, just to give somebody money may not help their issue. If somebody is standing around right there hungry, they don't have the strength, even if you give them the money to go and buy themselves something to eat or whatnot. No. You go do it. You go feed your brother and sister. You feed them. Give them money, clothe them, and give them food. All those things. You see how it doesn't just stop, well, here's some money, because that's very hushing. That's very dismissive. Here, just take this money and don't worry about it. Just take this money. That's it. No, that's absolutely dismissive. There's no love in that. None whatsoever. But there's also something else that most people do not talk about. They don't mention it at all, because it has to do with money. You know what it's called? It's called a treasury. That's the one thing that people leave out when they're talking about this discussion. Why? Because when it comes to this discussion, people are very, very sensitive. They're very sensitive because they know how black people are when it comes to money. And that was ruined by our traditions. That was ruined by the Christian church and all that. But let me tell you something. I don't have any time for anybody that's like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about that. Oh, that nigga, he asking for money. If you're doing that, then like I said, just please go. Because you don't have the fortitude. You don't have what it takes. And you are certainly not a child of the Most High. Because any child of the Most High knows it takes money to make things happen. We read these scriptures. We know what it is. Yahushua dealt with money. All the prophets dealt with money. So don't be stupid, idiots. Treasury. A place or building in which stores the wealth are reposited. Particularly a place. So with all this different stuff, there's places where this stuff has to go. Back then they had those places called buildings. Banks. Today, we have accounts. Like with the gathering, we put up the GoFundMe, and what happened? You gave your alms, your charity. I took that money and put it exactly where it belonged. Not only did we have a banging ass gathering, but we also threw a cherry on top and put out a whole music video for you guys. You see, that's the charity that Queen Carly and King Yada gave. You see how many different avenues your charity can create. That is why I went ahead, and you'll find it in the description right now. I went ahead and created the GoFundMe for anyone that wants to give alms, because it was very selfish of me, and I apologize to you, because it does carry a multitude of sins. It covers a multitude of sins, and it most certainly does. It carries a multitude of sins, and it covers a multitude of sins. It most certainly does. Because a lot of times people can be giving for all the wrong reasons. People can be accepting for all the wrong reasons. But we're going to make sure they're the right reasons. Okay? The right ones. So now, we're going to have a little history lesson about tithes, because I got to show y'all the difference. All we're going to do is something very simple. The who, what, where, when, and why of tithes. Right? Let's do that. It's going to be really, really simple. And then we're going to continue on with our history lesson. Family, please open your Bibles to the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 26, please. The book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 26. Let's go ahead and get that here first. Who were tithes for? Many of you already know the answer to that, but we're going to cover it anyway. Numbers chapter 18 and verse 26. Thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, when ye take of the children of Israel the tithes which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then ye shall offer up and heave offering of it for the Lord, even a tenth part of thy tithe. You see, even the Levites, when they received the tithe of their inheritance, they had to give the 10%. See that? The 10th was for the Levites. What the Christian church has done, woo! May the Father destroy you, disgusting pastors, you thieves. May he, I'm telling you, because y'all niggas made it bad for people like me, that's actually out here trying to do the right things by our people, and we can't be trusted because of you niggas. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. All right, so now, family, please forgive me, my allergies are bothering me, and I don't want to be blowing my nose on camera. All right, so now the what? What was it for? What was it for? Let's go to the book of Leviticus. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 27. The book of Leviticus, chapter 27. Go down to verse 30, please. The book of Leviticus, chapter 27, verse 30. And let's see the what. And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. What is? Whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree. Wow. Oh, wow. So tithes is not money. Not money. No, it's not. Let's continue. I'm going to continue to show you. Now let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, please. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14. Go down to verse, let me start at 22. Do I want to start at 22? Yeah, let's start at 22. Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 22, family. Watch this. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year. Because as we read earlier, that the tithe was supposed to be produced every year, not every Sunday. You lying ass bastards. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year. Tithes, it's about seeds, agriculture. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there, the tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thine herds and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. Do you see how these Christian pastors, how they are still stealing from you? Tithing is about seed, wine, oil, corn, those things. It's agriculture. It's agriculture. That's what tithing is. It was never money. It was never money. And now we're about to get into how it was converted to money and then converted back. Watch. Verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God have blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, and thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth. And thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household, and the Levite that is within thy gates. Thou shalt not forsake him, for he have no part nor inheritance with thee. Wow. Making sure. Okay, it's still going. This was never about money. You see the part where it was converted into money, and then when they got to the place where the Father set his name there, they had to change it back to exactly what it was. That's all it is, family. They lied and stole. And again, they make it hard for people like me. They made it very difficult. And I can certainly understand y'all security. I get that. Because there wasn't niggas that was coming and taking my money either. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm being very, very cautious. But when I learn to trust someone, when they have proven to me that they'll do the right thing, I don't have a problem with it. And I've done that with you on so many occasions. For the past 3 years, I'm saying 3 years because of those gatherings, I've always did what we were supposed to do with it. And you've seen the results. And it got better and better and better. And it's going to continue to get better and better and better. And again, that is why I'm going to say it again, I created the GoFundMe, which you can find. And for those of you that want to give alms, please feel free to do so. I'm not going to take that away from you. Please feel free to do so. Okay? There it is. So now that was that. So I want to deal with the thing that kept saying where the Most High has his place, right? Let's do that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 23. I want to read that part one more time. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. Now, do you see what the tithe was? You had to eat it there. You had to eat it there. So you're not eating money. Nobody's eating money, and you know it. All right? But what's that place that he keeps talking about? So now let's go to the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 6 and verse 6, please. The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 6, verse 6. Let's see what it says. But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel. So it was at that time, at that moment, that the Most High was like, okay, Jerusalem is where I set my name. So y'all got to take those tithes to Jerusalem and eat it there. I want to watch you eat the tithe. I want to watch you eat it. More proof that it's not money. It was never money. And even as you see with alms is not only money either. So that's why if you're going to tell the truth, you got to tell the entire truth, the whole thing. That's just that. So now let's go to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 10. Let's go down to verse 37, please. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, verse 37. Watch this. We got to make sure that we cover all bases. I got to make sure that you are not fooled by anybody. Nehemiah chapter 10 verse 37. And that we should bring the first fruits of our dough and our offerings and the fruit of all manner of trees of wine and of oil unto the priest, to the chambers of the house of our God, and the tithes of our ground unto the Levite, that the same Levites might have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage. Wow, there it is again. Verse 38, and the priest, the son of Aaron. Now remember, Moses and Aaron were Levites, who are the Haitians today. Let me start it again. And the priest, the son of Aaron, shall be with the Levites when the Levites take tithes. And the Levites shall bring up the tithe of the tithes into the house of our God, to the chambers into treasure house. That's why I mentioned the treasury earlier. Into the treasure house, excuse me. For the children of Israel and the children of Levi shall bring the offering of the corn of the new wine and the oil unto the chambers where are the vessels of the sanctuary, and the priests that minister, and the porters and the singers, and we will not forsake the house of our God. Family, you see that? This is something that we're supposed to be doing for the singers and all that stuff. So when you see, when we have our gatherings, and you have Queen Carly and her angelic heavenly self, and King Yada, King Yashin, here it is. That's what we're supposed to be doing. There it is, guys. That was that. So now we're going to get some history here. Go to the book of Tobit. The book of Tobit. We're going to read chapter 4. We're going to read the whole chapter. We're going to read this straight down, family, because this is not difficult. But I want to take this all the way down so that you can see the history, the sense of what it is to give alms and to be charitable. Because now we're done with tithes. Tithing is no more. There's no need to get tithes anymore because the Levitical priesthood, no more. No more. It's all over. Why? Because now Yahushai is the ultimate priest, which means we follow him. No more sacrifices. Tithing is a sacrifice. We don't do that anymore. It is what it is. All right. Tobit, chapter 4, verse 1. In that day, Tobit remembered the money which he had committed to Gabal in rages of Media, and said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias, that I may signify to him of the money before I die? And when he had called him, he said, my son, when I am dead, bury me, and despise not thy mother, but honor her all the days of thy life, and do that which shall please her, and grieve her not. So let me stop for a second. Do you see how the husbands used to be? You see that? It's like, yo, make sure you take care of your mother. If I'm dying, you make sure, because he's talking to his son, handing that responsibility down. You make sure you take care of your mother, boy. Don't dishonor her in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But as you also see, even with this, he's talking about money. Am I still going? Yep. All right, let's continue. My son, be mindful of the Lord our God all thy days, and let not thy will be set to sin, or to transgress his commandments. Do uprightly all thy long life, and follow not the ways of unrighteousness. So now, Tobit is speaking about commandments, living righteously, living righteously. But you realize the first thing that he mentioned was money and to take care of your mama. And now he's bringing the commandments into this. Watch this. Verse 6. For if thou deal truly, thy doing shall prosperously succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. Watch this next part. Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious, neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of God shall not be turned away from thee. The Father made it clear. Take care of your people. Take care of your people. Take care of your people, man. Take care of the poor. You don't give the poor money. Because as y'all already know, if you was to take an alcohol, y'all know the bums and the winos, you get the money, they're going to buy more. Nah, give them something to eat, give them food, shelter. Help them get a job, something. Give them the word. You'll have to spend time with them. That's charitable too. How often do y'all do that? How often y'all go out and just talk to the homeless, feed them, and give them the word and encourage them to get up off the ground? Yep. But somebody will have a problem with me. Imagine that. Verse 8. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. You see that? The Most High covered. He's like, if you have a lot, if you have little, don't matter. Give it. Give it. Because why? Charity, alms, covers a multitude of sin. Even the Most High is telling you, yo, listen, there's some sins that you, quite frankly, you need to get some money for, boy. Or lady, girl, whatever you want to call it. You need to hit them pockets up. I'm telling you. The Most High, that's how he is. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bang your pockets. Yep. Run them pockets. That's right. Yes, the Most High does do that. You're reading it. Don't be mad at me. It's true. That's what he said. Now let's see why. Verse 9. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. There's going to be a day your ass needs something. If you don't give, you don't take care of the Most High. Like, what you think I'm going to give you? I ain't giving you nothing. Because you don't give nothing. You don't do anything. So what am I going to take care of you for? You ain't taking care of mine. So I'm not going to take care of you because you're not mine. The Most Highs, they give charitably. They don't think about it. It is not begrudging or anything like that. A godly man or woman is like, yo, here. How many of those do we have in this family? Many, I'll tell you that. Many. I love this family. I don't give a damn what you say. Yep. Now, verse 10. Because that alms do deliver from death, and suffereth not to come into darkness. You see what it is? Y'all should be throwing money at alms. Throwing it. I'm very charitable. I do this here for y'all every week. The only time that I ever asked for alms was to help somebody else. It didn't come to me. It never came to me. It always went to them. The person in need. I'll be honest, I ran from that or whatnot, and I kept it that way because I did not want to hear y'all mouths, because I know how y'all are. A lot of y'all are very disgusting with your insults and things like that, but I'm sorry, I have proven that I am no thief or anything like that, so y'all ain't gonna talk shit to me no more. I don't give a damn what you say. Y'all talk shit to me again, If anything like that in January happens again, I'm blowing somebody up. I'm telling you right now. Yep. Because I have the right to do that now. I got the right. Whether you like it or not, I got the right. Yep. Let's continue. Verse 11. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High. Watch this. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets. No, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. That's another reason right there, guys. There's another reason, family. Y'all see that? He wasn't playing. And he wasn't trying to play at all. Family, I'm just going to make this very, very clear. Because this wasn't a long lesson. It didn't need to be. It did not need to be a long lesson in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It pays to give alms. And it does. It pays to give alms. You're covering yourself a multitude of sins. You're helping your nation. And you're giving in the sight of the Most High. Guys, I just read that to you, okay? This is not me begging for money. I just read it. That's what it's for. It's for you. Do y'all understand why I want this family to grow? Why should you want this family to grow? Have y'all seen all the things that I have been able to produce just from the last gathering? Nobody's done that like that before. And it only gets better. I can only do what I can do with what I have. So, you give little, we can only do little. We give bigger, we do bigger. That's how it is. That is the law. That is the law of nature, man. And it is. It really, really is. People will do it for the wicked all day, but when it comes to the Most High, nah, nigga, you're a thief. Nah, we don't want to grow. We don't want to do anything like that. And what I want to do for you, I want to be able to employ hairdressers for movie sets so that we can do our own thing and create. Build our own musical studios for all of you artists out there that are shunned away from the world because you want to bring your talent for the Most High. Actors and actresses, poets, camera people, writers. But our people are destroyed right here. You know why? Because as soon as they see a black man wanting to do something bigger and better, you get shot down. We are our worst enemies. We truly are. And then we complain when we don't see any growth. The reason why we don't grow is because we're very selfish when it comes to these pockets. Esau understands. When it comes to money, they're like, we don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Yo, here, take that or whatever. Yo, take it. Do what you gotta do with it. Because they know that they're going to get a result from it. And they know it's not a big deal. It's their mindset. Because they know and understand when it comes to money, money is the byproduct of power. Our people have no idea what that means. Many of you don't even understand what I meant by that. But for those of you that do, you already know. Those of you that understood when I said that money is the byproduct of power, you would run to give alms. And you know why? Because it makes us the most powerful. But most people won't understand that because they have a pea-sized brain and no faith and no trust. Not in me, but in him. All throughout this family, all we've ever done was help people. We've helped other camps. This family has always helped. And the Father has allowed this family to grow and grow and grow, and is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And I know that those people that are going to do what they're supposed to do, thank you. I'm telling you, thank you right now. I know you're going to do what you're supposed to do, because the Most High is going to put it on your heart to do what you're supposed to do. And then there's many of you going to be like, oh, yeah, he ain't put it on my heart. It ain't on my heart, so I ain't doing it. Watch. That's exactly how y'all going to do. Wait till the day of judgment. That's what I'm going to say. You got to answer for that. The very same way I got to answer for it, I got to answer for not being charitable. That's the one thing that I will not be judged for. I don't mind giving at all. That's nothing to me. I enjoy doing it. I love doing it. And I do. You know what was one of the greatest things at the gathering? Me and King Yada, we gave away like the little remote control, well, they weren't little, they're like this big, monster trucks and stuff like that to the kids. I love when I'm able to do stuff like that for kids. You know, I love it. I would love for when we have a gathering, it don't just have to be a one-day event. It could be a 3-day event where we can have something just for the youth. You know what I'm saying? But stuff like that can't happen unless you guys are charitable. That's just the truth. We can't grow. We can't do things unless you're charitable. That's what it is. Okay? And we're not going to run from that subject or whatnot. If we want to grow, you got to grow. Okay? And if you want to be about the BS, then you need to be gone.